From a single note to a mighty chorus, music has the power to connect, inspire, and heal. In the heart of Huddersfield, one choir has embodied this truth for over 15 years. This is their story, a story of harmony, resilience, and the enduring power of unity.
I will bless the Lord at all times. He is good. I will bless the Lord at all times. He is good. He is good.
It all began in 2008 with a simple idea: to bring people together through gospel music. The founders believed that no matter your background, age, or faith, a shared melody could build bridges. Each voice brought a unique story, a unique journey. Some came to find confidence, others came seeking solace. Together, they created something bigger than themselves, a family united by song.
Well, this is where it all began, back in October 2008, when I got asked to run 2 gospel workshops on behalf of Kirklees Council. And the Derby Centre was where we held the sessions.
The inception of the choir started initially from a gospel workshop, Black History Month, the year in 2008. Then we had a concert in 2009, January, I think it was, to showcase what we'd learned. And then from then on, we started the Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir.
I joined the choir after seeing an advert in the Examiner saying, come and have a go at gospel singing. And me and my sister-in-law, Amelia, who still sings with the choir now, we were talking about it and I said, I'll ring up. So I remember ringing up, Edwin answered the phone. And I said, do you have to have any experience? You have to be good. He's like, no, come along. So we did, and I've been a part of it ever since. And at that point, I always know how long I've been in the choir, because I was pregnant with my now 15-year-old son.
And I'm remembering feeling more than specifics. The feeling I remember was, this is new. This is new because we're going to be singing with people that we've never sung with before. And also, how do you explain something that you know how to do and have known how to do for a long time, and how do you break it down?
Why I've joined the choir, I would say, is it comes from my love of singing, but I think what makes the Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir what it is the variety of people that you meet. So when you go on a Tuesday evening, you're going to meet people that you probably wouldn't ordinarily have a conversation with, wouldn't ordinarily be in sort of your direct circle of influence or your direct circle of friends.
We were progressing quite nicely, but as with most groups, people lose interest, lost a few members, and we got to the point where we were only having about 4 or 5 people turning up. And so I decided, right, this particular Tuesday evening when we used to rehearse, if I don't get at least 10 people, I'm going to knock this on the head. And during that afternoon, I just had a thought, well, there's a music department at the university, let me just send an email saying, look, if anybody's interested. Within 20 minutes of me sending the email, I'd got about 10 replies back. And then I followed that up with an advert in the Free Press, got a few more members, and that is what really springboarded the choir to really establish itself. And we never looked back since.
So I think, I'm trying to think what motivated me to join the choir. I've always loved gospel music. I'm a Christian, and it was just something really different from what I was studying at university. So I was studying classical music, so a completely different musical avenue. So I joined with friends, as I say, around 2011 with university friends.
University students did help to solidify the choir back in the day. And I think it helped with them doing their course, because some of us went to they used to have recitals they had to do, so went to support them.
I think bringing young voices into the choir, mixing that in with, more mature voices, I think can really bring something really good to the choir. And as I say, as a young person joining with university students, I always felt so welcome by the older members of the choir. It never felt like, you know, well, this person's 25 years older than me, so we don't have anything in common. It was just so lovely, and I still have those friends now. I'm in my 30s. You know, I still have those older members of the choir that I still, you know, love, and they're still great friends.
Our first official performance as a choir was at St. Paul's Hall at the University of Huddersfield. I know the majority of the choir were very, very nervous because this was going to be their very first official performance. But I believe that they've never looked back since. And it came about because one of our members was actually a music teacher at All Saints. She started a little gospel choir rehearsal thing up at the college. And she approached me and said, look, could we do some session up at the college? We decided, well, why don't we do a joint venture? And we decided to go back to St. Paul's because they've been very supportive of us. And we held the concert in 2011, which was a great success. We publicised it greatly, especially amongst my church members. So we had a full hall. And the response that they got, I think, is the thing that really propelled them to say, oh yeah, we like this.
I also remember the energy of the people in the room. Their excitement was contagious. That was also exciting for us. It's like, oh, okay. And also how quickly things gelled. I remember thinking, oh wow, there's a genuine interest in it.
You know, I made so many good friends in the choir of all ages. And I just think there's something about coming together in the choir, singing praises, that just brings that unity. And that really, really helped me, you know, at that time in my life.
With the Holy Ghost, how he healed me to the uttermost. When I think about the Lord,
Every choir faces challenges, and Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir was no exception. Rehearsals ran late, funding was tight, but with every setback came a breakthrough, and with every obstacle, the music grew.
So some of the early challenges were getting enough people to sing in each part. So we usually sing 3-part harmony. So a lot of the times we had lots of women, but no men. But still now, there aren't many men in the tenor section, but we've got 3 women who are constant.
The choir's been on a really steep trajectory for many years, but we have had lows and low points in the choir. I think the 2 most significant ones that come to mind were the passing of 2 dear members of the choir. Both of them succumbed to cancer, and I know the choir as a whole felt it, especially as we had to perform at both funerals, which was both a privilege, but it was also a challenge. And it's one that I treasure, because the invitation came from the families who really valued the choir and wanted our input in the funerals themselves. And also, they've maintained contact with us even up to today.
So I got involved in choir during lockdown. One of my friends told me that she was singing in a choir outside, and I wanted to be part of that, so I joined the Belmont Park Bandstand.
COVID-19 came around, and personally, I was welcome with the rest. Or in my head, I was welcome with the rest. But again, that's the power of gospel. The choir members wanted to continue. So what we did was to use technology. We met on the Zoom platform, which we created. I met every Tuesday evening, no matter how many people came online. And we rehearsed, just had individuals doing some solos, try to work out some harmony recordings. But we just kept it going until we thought, this is okay, but we haven't seen each other for a long time, because it was over a year, nearly a year and a half. And somebody made the suggestion, well, why don't we rehearse outside? And another member of the choir suggested, well, let's go to one of the parks. There's always space there. So we ended up meeting on a Tuesday evening in the bandstand in Beaumont Park. And we did that for about a good 8 months.
I shall be what God decreed, what God decreed.
Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir was never just about the music. It was about creating a ripple effect, touching lives, inspiring change, and giving back to the community that nurtured them. Each note they sang was a message of love, belonging, and resilience.
So we started our fundraising activities in 2016, and this was led primarily by our choir members, the majority of whom are engaged in a lot of fundraising activities. So it was really about supporting individual choir members in their fundraising activities as a choir. So for instance, we've sang 2 or 3 times at the Jubilee Centre. They hold a Christmas meal every single year for over 150 members of the public.
So the choir have been and sung at the Christmas Day meal that I organise up at the Jubilee Centre. So that is a meal for people who would otherwise be on their own or don't have enough money for a decent meal. I'm watching over, probably, I think it's about 170 people plus volunteers joining in and singing along too, you know, and then looking around and seeing on Christmas Day all the people that I sing with throughout the year. It's just a real privilege.
As word spread, so did their reach. From local stages to regional and national platforms, Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir carried Huddersfield's spirit far and wide. Their harmonies told the stories of hope, struggle, and triumph. Stories that resonated with the audience around the country.
I want to share 2 specific milestone events. The one in 2018 was a very interesting one because it was a visit to Wakefield Prison, which is a Category A prison. And the process, even though they requested us to come, the process to get in there was onerous, to say the least. And actually on the day, because one of our members forgot some ID, they won't allow them in. But to see the response from these individuals in the prison was something that I will never forget, and I don't think the members who attended would ever forget. The second was the 5th anniversary concert that we also held at St. Paul's Hall.
10 years ago, choir played at the University Church Chapel, and they played 4 songs. And throughout the 4 songs, I was just crying uncontrollable. I'm a Christian, and I believe this song was so spiritual. I couldn't control my tears. And I said to one of my sisters, I says, I've got to join this choir.
Yeah, so we went to a really low-key event. It was in the Co-op in Marsh, right? And it was just, you know, a few of us. We were at the front, sort of where the newspapers are and the pay yourself kiosks and all that kind of thing. But the people who came in and joined in, I mean, Helen, who's now part of our choir, she came, she saw us there first, then, you know, came in as being part of the choir.
My friend and colleague Charlene, she is in the choir. And a couple of years ago, they went to the Co-op in Marsh, which is where I live. And she said that they were going to be going, and I said, right, I'm going to come along. And I took my youngest daughter. And I remember we stood by the pineapples. And I was so moved, so uplifted, and I laughed, I danced with Molly, my daughter, I cried. I was just amazed.
Everybody who came in was just elevated. You could see it, you know, and even though we were in a co-op next to all the tills and everything else, it was just a really great experience.
And afterwards I just went up to one of the members, not Charlene, and said, I need to sing with you. And the following week I went and joined.
We're blessed in the field. We're blessed when we come.
Today, Huddersfield's Community Gospel Choir is more than a choir. It's a movement, a testament to what happens when people come together with passion, purpose, and love. They're not just singing, they're shaping a legacy.
Here we go. Okay, look, I never got it fully when I was a younger man. But the older I grew, the more I started to understand. Sometimes you have to be around a while before it clicks. You have to do something a few times before it sticks. That's why it's so important never to just give up on anything or anyone who made you feel like you're in love.
My name is Rob Bradley, and I'm also known as Jack Flash, and I'm a rapper, songwriter, producer and poet. We got to take part in a project together in 2022, which was a fusion of what I do with my music and with what the choir do with their music. And it was because of a festival which is run in Huddersfield called Onwards Festival. Part of their festival is they put together 2 local acts who have got a contrasting style, but who they believe were going to complement each other. So in my mind, when I got this pitched, I thought this is perfect. This is really going to work. We got together and we did some sessions, we did some rehearsals, got in a room, got to know each other a little bit, and it gelled, man. It was perfect. So I really enjoyed it. Once we'd developed a few of my songs and we'd worked out how the choir could mesh with that, we did this. It's definitely one of my favourite performances that I've done in Huddersfield, without doubt, if not the best.
If at any point, ladies and gentlemen, you feel like you want to sing, you could just jump straight in.
It was just beautifully curated. There was the choir all on the top balcony and me on the stage. The audience sat in the middle, so you had this constant presence of choir music coming from the top. And the lighting was beautiful, the venue was beautiful, and I'll be honest with you, I felt like everyone in that choir was not just thinking this is another gig, but everyone made it beautiful because of how into it they all were. They were like, you could feel the emotion in the room, it was palpable. Yeah, special gig, definitely.
Well, I've had a chance to have a little brief look, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great way to share the sort of history and heritage of the Windrush generation, which obviously I'm not directly of that generation, but my grandparents were. And I think this history sort of needs to be shared more and more so that it's not forgotten. So yeah, just coming around and sort of seeing a little insight into what those times were like for that generation coming into England is powerful. It was a great experience. Actually quite emotional in a way, because looking at the people who were here and seeing how much the songs meant to them, and they were really sort of getting tuned into the music, and obviously in that moment they're getting tuned into their own experiences, what they've been through, sort of obviously reminiscing on things. So to be a part of that and to sort of share in that experience was a great thing to do.
I struggle to describe this this festival as sheep. Sheep that were created, built, which were herded into the centre of Huddersfield, into St. George's Square. I'll never forget the herd because we got to highlight the Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir at its best. We were the only choir invited to the launch of the event and also to the premiere of the Heard film in 2024. We were invited to sing our signature tune for the Era Music event, which was Hold On Just a Little Bit Longer, and we sang it a cappella in the Lawrence Batley Theatre, and we moved people to tears, and it actually forms part of the soundtrack for the film. It's actually the last song as the credits are being rolled, so we have something that we can treasure as a choir for prosperity.
We are rehearsing here today, preparing for a fundraising concert in aid of those islands in the Caribbean that were affected by Hurricane Beryl in the last 2 weeks.
I think it's been super shocking. For me personally, it's been, something that's been concerning and worrying. I've got family from Barbados, so when I spoke to my grandmother, and I asked her, first thing I said was, is everybody okay? She said, as far as I know, everybody's okay. So from a personal level, I've been invested in it and wanted to know everybody's okay. I know there's lots of members in the choir who have family over in there, especially Curacao as well. So obviously, everybody's just hoping that everybody's okay, and we just want to do what we can to support from here.
I think if people who are connected to the islands and the Caribbean, I hope that it's some comfort to them, that they do feel blessed and that they realise that there's lots of people who really do care about the situation. Because with social media now you can see things so much more clearly.
Yeah, really looking forward to it, and it's an opportunity to bring some loving energy and some hope and like an upbeat spirit to the occasion. We know what's happened has been devastating, but we can bring some positivity to that and at the same time hopefully raise a lot, donate a lot, and as I said before, provide a lot of relief and help for people who need it.
I hope they take away optimism. I hope they pray with us when they listen to the music, and I hope they take away a positive note and probably actually be aware of the hurricane.
I hope they take away hope and joy despite what's happened, and just celebration and community as well. Hope they feel like there's lots of people that are all working towards the same cause.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is so great to see you all here this afternoon. We're going to sing a song called Serve the Lord. We're going back old school now. And this is another one that you're going to join with, if you didn't know. And then we're going to have a song by one of our newest members, called Georgia. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Okay, we're going to go in.
What could be more uplifting than a gospel choir at Christmas? There's a brilliant one here in Huddersfield. They are magnificent at bringing diverse groups together. They give strength, they give love, hope, and they are, of course, wonderful singers as well.
I absolutely love the choir and the diversity and how we're able to express ourselves through songs.
How did you get involved?
I Googled it. I was like looking for a gospel choir in Huddersfield, and Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir came up, and I messaged Edwin on Facebook. It's like, can I come and join?
And he was like, yeah,
come along.
Great. And how long have you been involved?
I think I've been involved close to 10 years now, so I've been there for a long time, yeah, I have.
Has your voice improved in that time?
I hope so. I think
And you look fabulous. You have the most incredible frock. Do you like to dress up when you sing it?
I still wear uniform and toe the line, don't worry.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say there is a uniform. It's a beautiful purple T-shirt. But aside from that, I'm getting it's a 1950s sort of a vibe from you.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, very stylish. Okay, so we're going to have, I think, 2 songs from you today, which is really, really kind of you. We'll have, I don't know what you're doing first. Do you want to tell us?
We're doing a song called The Night That Christ Was Born.
Listen to the angels rejoicing ever so sweetly, receiving heaven's glory. The night that Christ was born. Can't you see the people coming from every nation, pleading for salvation? The night that Christ was born.
Such a big question really of how it shaped me and helped me, I suppose, being a member of the choir. I think particularly in 2011, maybe 2012, I was going through some difficult sort of times personally, and the choir really helped me through that emotionally, spiritually.
It's given me a sense of community. I've found friends I didn't know that I needed in my life. I have sung all my life, but I'd always sung as a soloist, and I missed singing with people, and I missed singing with lots of people, and it's just exceeded every single week.
It means a lot because it helps with my mental health, because since I've got Down syndrome, it really helps with my mental health, and it means a lot to me personally.
There's but one really key time I remember coming to choir not long after my dad died, and it was quite a shock. He was only 52. We were expecting him to go, and my sister at the time sang in the choir with me. And at the time we were singing, it's called Hold On, but the lyrics that stick in my mind is hold on, don't let go. Even though your heart hurts you so, he'll never let go of your hand. I remember just being here on that Tuesday and just feeling those words and then the comfort that gave, and ever since I always turn to gospel music.
The choir master is like a second dad. He is compassionate and caring. He's like a big bear that he just want to hug.
He's very passionate about what he does, and that very much comes across in how he leads the choir. And I think the fact that he's opened the choir to every ability speaks of him as well. It speaks of his openness to receiving everyone from all walks of life.
We'll go into a performance, everyone's like, oh, Edwin was just full of it, and he comes alive through music.
He's a good bloke, he's got his way about him. I tend to think that he's got a good way of visualising.
He don't criticise because I'm saying to him, am I doing a good job? You're all right, you'll get there.
You know, when Edwin gets everybody else involved as well, it's just beautiful, you know, you can't help but be touched by that.
The thing that set us, the Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir, apart from other singing groups or choirs, would be the sense of community.
In this day and age, with nationalism in Europe, we had Brexit, we've had all these other negative things, certain wars abroad. I think gospel gives you that hope that people in that community, in Huddersfield, Yorkshire, can be inspired in some way to forget these bad feelings between peoples.
We all come together, we all sing together, we all love to sing together. People from completely different socio-economic backgrounds, people from different religions, different races, of all to come together to sing about the love of God. Some not fully believe in it, and some very much believe in it, but the fact that we can all come together and make this joyful noise together and enjoy what we do, I think is what sets us apart from other choirs.
From humble beginnings to standing ovations, Huddersfield Community Gospel Choir has proven that music has no boundaries. Their story is a reminder that the most beautiful harmonies are born from diversity and the strongest bonds are forged through shared dream. This is just the beginning of their story. The music will always carry them forward. To every member, every supporter, and every listener who has been touched by their music, this is for you. The story continues, and the voices will keep rising. Together, we are united.